Hi, my name is Kat. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. And today I'm going to show you another 25 theme ideas for you to try in your bullet journal. I just posted the first 25 theme ideas for your bullet journal a couple weeks back on my channel, so make sure to watch that video here, and you can find the link in the description down below, as well as all the themes that I'm going to show you for today. If you're new to bullet journal, let me know what other video ideas you'd like to see from me, and let's get started with some theme ideas for your bullet journal. So the first theme idea for this video is going to be blue mountains. So I normally always do blue for January. I like to sometimes coordinate a specific color with a specific month of the year, and normally I do blue for January. And for this theme for 2019, I did these watercolor skies and then some mountains here at the bottom and at the top as like little frames kind of for the pages, and I mostly used a very light blue for all the headers and titles. This theme was extremely easy to do, and I used blue for the sky, but you can easily do like orange and purple and do like a sunset type of theme with the mountains here. For these mountains, I just drew some like triangles with some shadows here, and I painted them gray, and it was really easy. And I also played around with the different shapes, and I did a mood tracker that was circular, and also a circular habit tracker, which is something that I rarely do, but I feel like if you only have like 5 or 4 trackers, it's really fun to do and to see the gradient of colors here. So this is another idea that I should do more of for next year. And these were my weekly spreads. I decided to try to do them vertically and to also add the hours of the day here on the side. And here I just did 8 blocks of weekly spreads, and as you can see, because this is a new week, I didn't do watercolors for the mountains. I actually just used pens, and the way the pens stand out with the watercolors, it's definitely not the same, but for weekly spreads it was just easier to do, and this is a great alternative if you don't have watercolors. Just use markers. Next, I have for April 2019 vintage scrapbooking. This is one of my popular bullet journal themes, and this was actually when I was doing the followers choose my bullet journal theme for April, and you guys chose scrapbooking and vintage, so that's what I did. I basically used some craft paper and some grid washi tape and some other images that I printed off Pinterest, and I created a theme. I did a quote page, my cover page with some calligraphy from Tom Dual brush pens, and I decided to also use a bunch of quotes, and this is something that I now use with my quote stickers that I sell on my shop, but at the time I was just writing the quotes all around the pages, and I was doodling, and yeah, it looked so good. And I did a Dutch door as well with a habit tracker and a mood tracker, and this mood tracker is one of my favorites because of the circular shape as well. I played a lot with the titles, so you can see that I started with some calligraphy, and then I just did some block letters, and here I did calligraphy again, but in black. I did a daily highlights page and my messy weekly spreads. I like these weekly spreads because they have enough space for each day, but I could also include some images here, craft paper, washi tapes. I just feel like vintage scrapbooking themes can be really fun to play around in your bullet journal. Next, we have minimal citrus. This is the title that I gave to this theme because this was the inspiration that I had in mind. And if you like this theme, this was one of the themes that I showed you in my past 50 theme ideas bullet journal video, so make sure you check that out. But for August 2019, I basically thought about some citrus colors, and I decided to do a theme based on those colors. So you're not going to see any drawings in here, and you don't need to draw in your bullet journal, but I just took those colors and I created a citrus theme. So I have dark orange, light orange, yellow, and some greens. I feel like this is a great theme to try, and you can do 3 color bullet journal themes however you like. You can do like blue, pink, and purple, or maybe red, orange, and yellow. Whatever color you want, whatever set of colors you want, it will work really great. And speaking of minimal themes, I did a washi tape inspired theme for January 2020. This was the time that I was like, I have some washi tapes, I don't have a theme in mind. I know that I wanted a minimal theme, so why not just take the washi tapes that I had at home and create a theme with them. And that's exactly what I did. And this was like blue again, first of all, because January is blue for me. But it's also extremely simple to recreate and to be inspired by, because you just choose a couple of washi tapes and you create a theme around them. And I had two simple washi tapes and one that it was like this ombre washi tape that I love until this day, and I don't have it in my collection anymore. And I just created my bullet journal theme. I did a huge calendar for this month, and my tasks and goals page here, and a habit tracker, and again, super simple, super easy to do. And I no longer do themes like these because I like to promote the products that I sell on my shop, and I also like to draw a lot more now. But it's a great theme to try if you want a minimal one. Again, minimal themes are as pretty as the ones that are full of doodles, so I highly recommend sometimes just doing a minimal theme in your bullet journal. If you like monochromatic themes, this is a great idea to try next year. This is for May 2020, and I call it colorful blobs with line art plants because it's exactly what it is. I decided to just do these blobs of watercolors in my bullet journal with yellow and orange and just create a yellow theme for May. I basically just drew these blobs and I added some washi tape that would match the colors, and I also decided to draw some line art leaves here, and it's a very simple theme for you to try in the springtime. So I did a cover page on the left and a calendar on the right, a habit tracker, an expense tracker, and as you can see, like, I can fit the layouts and the things that I did for my pages here, but I can also have some space around it for the theme itself. And it's all about playing around with the layout of the page and fit the things better. So May ends on the 30th, so I could do 3 lines of 10 days for the habit trackers and have some space around on the page by putting them together on the right side of the page and here the title. You don't have to create a title at the top every month. You can just play around with it and have fun in your bullet journal. I did a huge brain dump for May with the doodles all around it. And I did very simple weekly spreads. This is a weekly spread that I don't do anymore because I have a traveler size notebook as my bullet journal, so the pages are not as wide. But if you have an A5 bullet journal or a B5, I highly recommend trying this layout of weekly spread because it's a little bit more fun and you have a lot more space for any drawings that you want to do in your bullet journal. Next up for June 2020, we have Pastel Clouds, and I'm actually recreating this theme for my November bullet journal setup. So if you haven't watched it already, it's going to be here in the cards and in the description because I just posted it last week. And I really like this theme because it's, again, simple to do, it's colorful, it's fun, and it works well in any month of the year. I really like themes that you can do at any time of the year that they would work well. And this one is just Pastel Clouds, and I used just pink and purple for this one, and I love how they turned out. I love the clouds, I love the color scheme, I love the softness of the theme, and it's just so pretty to look at. So I have the cover page, the looking forward to, a huge calendar with my goals for the month, my expense tracker, my habit tracker, and this I took inspiration from Pinterest from another creator, and I did the little clouds inside these little windows for the habit tracker, and it looks so cute. I love this theme. This is one of my favorite themes for 2020. Another brain dump page. Brain dump pages are really important, and I'm going to leave down below a video where I explain how to use a brain dump page and how to set up one in your bullet journal if you're interested in that. My weekly spreads, and I sometimes like to do the 8-block weekly spread with a banner here in the middle for the doodles of the month, and I really like that these are just clouds and sparkles. Looks really pretty. Then I changed things a little bit and I did the clouds here on the sides with the days of the week on top. This also works really well. And I was just alternating the weeks to just see what I liked better, but to also spice up my bullet journal a little bit so it's not just repetitive every single week. Next theme idea is for July 2020 and is just plants on a pegboard. So I mentioned on my other video that I really like to do grids in my bullet journal, and for this one I took inspiration from a little pegboard and plant. I had the idea of doing plants for July, but then I just didn't want to stick just plant stickers on my bullet journal, so I added some grid and I played with washi tapes and this little like letters stamps on little wood frames on the pegboard, and I think they turned out really nice. So I have a cover page here with a quote, a little calendar, my habits and mood tracker, and everything is like pegged on the pegboard, if that makes sense. That was the main idea, and I really like how this theme turned out because it's quite simple, but it has so many elements that gives it a complex look to it. My sleep log here, expense tracker, my currently page that I talked about on a previous video about pages to try in your bullet journal for 2025 if you want to watch that, and my weekly spreads. And this took a little bit to do in terms of like the time that I like to spend on weekly spreads, but it looks so good and it's so pretty to look at that sometimes if you spend a little extra time in your bullet journal to just do pretty things, it's worth it. I don't think this is a rule to follow in your bullet journal, but sometimes, you know, if you have an extra time and you have a good idea, just create it. And I had the idea of creating some like post-it notes on the pegboard, and here they are just stuck with little clips on the pegboard, and it looks so cute. And for this theme, the only things that I drew were the little wood boxes, the grids, and like the titles and stuff, because every plant that you see here is just from a sticker pack. Next up is my theme for September 2020, and is Pastel Stars. So at this time I received the bullet journal stamp kit stamps from Notebook Therapy and included these little calendar stamps and these stars, and I was like, I need a colorful theme for September, so why not just pick a couple of colors and do stars with them. And so I used stamps in 6 different colors for this, and I did pastel stars. Super simple to set up and it looks amazing. So this is the big calendar that I did. I alternated the colors here to make them pop more, and I have a focus section here, and because I used a lot of color, I also used some mild washi tapes, and for the titles I just kept it pretty simple. A huge habit tracker with different colors, my expense tracker, a mood tracker, and of course that the little colors for my mood were the colors that I used for the stars. And my weekly spreads, these were pretty similar to the July ones that I just showed you, but a little bit more on the easier to draw side. And I added a bunch of stamps here and little quotes on the bottom. Next theme idea is more for the Christmas time and is a soft Christmas aesthetic. So for 2020, I didn't want to do full-on red Christmas theme, so I did some green trees and I played around with some brown markers to do the titles and headers. And so I had this stamp that were like trees, and I just used watercolors to create this imperfect look on the trees for the stamps. This is another hack that I use. If you don't really know what to do for the top of the pages, or if your layouts are just at the bottom, just create a little header around the page and it gives it another look. So here I have my habit tracker and my expense tracker, and I mostly played around with green and brown, and it was a very minimal Christmas theme to do. Christmas bucket list, a New Year brain dump, my weekly spreads, and again, because the layouts and the theme was more at the bottom, I pushed everything to the top and I created my layout of the weekly spread up here. The next theme idea is also more related to scrapbooking, but more on like the Valentine's Day or Christmas type of theme, which is the Red Valentine's Day theme. I did this for February 2021, and I just wanted like a love theme, but not really related to hearts or anything, and just more focused on the red shade. So I just gathered some papers and stickers and washi tapes that would match this color scheme of red and brown and cream, and I created this scrapbooking red theme for my bullet journal. I did a work and mood tracker here, my expense tracker, and again, it's just the layouts more like in the middle, and the elements for the theme more on the corners and sides, my habit tracker, and then these were my a bit messy weekly spreads. I like how the weekly spreads were done because I had a lot of space for each day, but I didn't like that they didn't have any boxes or anything. They were a bit all over the place. I just didn't really enjoy these as much as I thought I would. This one was a bit better because I had the title and some more scrapbooking here and there, but again, no boxes, and sometimes you don't need boxes in your bullet journal, and it's totally fine. And then at this time, I was doing like a recap of the month with a little review that I'm now doing again because I feel like it's important to review each month at the end of the month, so I'm doing that as well. And this is a red scrapbooking theme for you to try next year, and you can try with any color that you like. Next theme idea is Eucalyptus, and this one was a bit of a mix between I want plants but I don't want the normal plants. So I actually drew these Eucalyptus inspired plants in my bullet journal using watercolors, and I basically used this really like shade of green that it's like jade, almost like this green blue-ish color. And I decided to do just a theme about these plants and adding some circle stickers around it. This was for April 2021, and I think it was one of the themes that you also chose me to do. So this is what I did: a habit tracker and an expense tracker, my weekly spreads. And I didn't like these weekly spreads a lot just because they were blocking the whole plants, and I like when the plants are the center of the theme and not really just like covered by what I actually need. So I like that I did this weekly spread, but nowadays I wouldn't do it the same, and I feel like I missed a lot on these Eucalyptus. I could have done more on them, so they are just extremely simple. This weekly spread I loved a lot because the Eucalyptus was the center of the theme on the page, and I liked that I had space for my daily to-dos at the same time as showing off the theme that I did. So I really like this weekly spread layout. And then I did the normal ones again and this one again just because I wanted to spice up my theme a little bit. This is more on the simple side in my opinion, but I really like this theme, and you can never go wrong with plants in your bullet journal. And speaking of plants, this is another theme that you can try in your bullet journal because it's really low effort, and it's lavender. I did it for July 2021, and I like that I only used a zebra liner pen, the brush pen one, in this very light lilac color, and I did everything with it, and I just used another fine liner for the actual lavenders. I remember that I wanted a very simple yet powerful theme in my bullet journal, so I did grids on this cover page, and on my actual cover page I drew some lavenders in jars, and I added a bunch of purple washi tape. And then I had my calendar here and my habit tracker here, and whenever I had a lot of things on the page, I added the grid at the background. This is another thing that I still do to these days, to add grids in my backgrounds of themes, just because I feel like it adds to the theme, but it doesn't clutter your eye a lot. It's just like more interesting to look at. So on this theme, I was doing this like little frame on one page and the grid in the other, and I was alternating the sides between them. And then for my weekly spreads, because I had a lot of things on the page, like I mentioned, I added the grids here to just first give some interest to the page, and secondly to add as like the background for the squares for each day. So I didn't have to draw any boxes for each day, I just had to stop the grid when the box for each day stopped and started. And this was my theme for July, and I really like how the lavenders turned out. They have two tones on them, I don't know if you can tell, but if you want more information on how I did everything about this theme, it's going to be linked in the description below. The next theme idea is for October 2021, and it's simply Halloween. So for this theme, I really wanted to include the Jack Skellington hand and saying October in a creepy font, and I included a quote from The Nightmare Before Christmas here, and I drew some pumpkins that were like some happy, others mad, and I played around with washi tape and grids and just like the spookiness of Halloween into my bullet journal. So I have an habit tracker here and a memories page here on the side, and I did a Let's Get Spooky movie checklist for the movies that we were going to watch during October. We ended up watching all of these movies throughout the year, but not just in October, because that's not really doable in a month when you work and you study. So these were the films that we had to watch throughout the year. And then these were my weekly spreads. And for these weekly spreads, I used some black paper and I just put some circles around it and some creepy lettering for the titles. Then as time went by, I did less and less, and I kept it pretty simple with just the pumpkins on the bottom. And this was my Halloween theme, one of the first ones that I did, one that I really recommend and that I will probably do in the future. The next theme is for February 2022, and it's candy hearts. So this was at the time of the pandemic, so you will see some quotes here from COVID and stuff like that, but these were one of my first stickers that I designed for my shop, and I just had so much fun with this one because it's very similar to the Pastel Star that I just showed you. So I did the cover page here, a to-do list here, and I used this like bubble lettering that I really loved for this theme because I think it matches well with the theme. My habit tracker and my workout tracker here, and then my weekly spreads. For 2022, all of my themes were really minimal because I was just kind of relearning to do my bullet journals, so I just didn't want to do over complicated themes. I just kept to the more simple ones, and that's why I love to use stickers in my bullet journal. These stickers are up on my shop if you want to purchase them. They're going to be linked down below as well. But for this theme, you just do your regular pages and add just a bunch of stickers and colors to it, and you call it a theme. And again, minimal themes are pretty as well, and I really love doing them every once in a while. But because minimal themes don't have to be boring, this is a 3-tone flower theme that I did for March 2022. So for this theme, I just picked 3 different colors, and I decided on a design, which were these like flowers, 5 flower petals, and these waves on the side. This was actually inspired by like the boho aesthetic, but I changed the colors and some elements and I did my own theme. But I picked the design and the waves and I created a theme around them. It's super simple to do. You just use a couple of pens to do it, and it's a theme in your bullet journal. So I have my cover page here, my to-do list and goals page here, my habit tracker. I think this was a workout tracker that I tried that I didn't really enjoy. And as you can see, like the design of the theme is that all the layouts are just floating on the page and you have the blank space just filled with the design that you chose. In this case were flowers and the waves. And I did this for the whole theme, just playing around with the placement of the little layout, and it was really fun to do. I did another rolling weekly spread here, but I really like this theme. And you can do stars, you can do flowers, planets, whatever you want, and just create a theme around that. Then here I got extremely busy and I did just a simple weekly spread, and I ended up doing a work and study tracker here on the side with smaller flowers. So the big flowers for the main theme, and then for extra pages the smaller flowers. But I really like this theme and it's super simple to do. I think I used only 3 different wide liners and a fine liner and it was done. Next theme is for April 2022 and it's green leaves, and this was inspired by the pegboard that I just showed you, the plants on the pegboard theme that I just showed you, because it has the plants and a grid. But it's more on the like doodly side, and I had a lot of fun doing these plants with just simple Crayola super tips and playing around with the different shades of green. And I created my cover page and playlist spread here, a huge calendar here for memories and events, my habit tracker, my study and work tracker, and my weekly spreads. So this is a theme that it takes a lot on the page, but with the right shades of green and the right elements, it plays really nicely on the theme. And then I just did a huge to-do list and a workout log here because that's all I needed for my bullet journal. And then I just got lazy with the weekly spreads because I just didn't have time. And this theme is not simple at all to set up, and sometimes I fail the continuation of the theme because of that, and that's why I normally stay loyal with minimal themes and not just complex themes like this, because life gets in the way, you get busy and you don't have the time to create some weekly spreads and such, and it looks a little bit sad on your theme. So that's why I prefer minimal themes like all the way. Next theme idea is for July 2022 and is a rainbow scrapbooking. So I remember when I had this idea, I was really excited to do it because it's a scrapbooking theme, which is my favorite theme to do, and it's rainbow because of Pride Month. But I did it for July because I had another theme for June, so I did it for July. And it was a lot of fun because it was a lot of like washi tapes, ephemera, and rainbow stickers. So I created like a rainbow from red to purple in this diagonal. And I did this for all the pages. So this is like my big cover page. This is my tasks and workout tracker. And I really like that each square had like a different color, but that would be able to mix and match with the rainbow scheme. And I just added a bunch of stickers and it made me feel so happy with the colorfulness of the theme that, yeah, it was one of my themes for this year. So I have my habit tracker here, a playlist here. Again, I used a lot of stickers, but it was so worth it. And then I think this is a sleep and work tracker. I don't really remember, but I think it is. And this is one of the themes that I am really proud that I did and grateful, because I have that problem where I had a lot of stickers and washi tapes that I just didn't use because I was saving them for a better theme. And sometimes you ended up saving them for years and you never use them. So in this theme, I took advantage of that and I finished, I think, 1 or 2 sticker sheets to create this theme, but it was so worth it because I was using it in a theme that I was actually proud of. And then I did this really pretty weekly spread with the rainbow scheme again. It looks so fun and it's so good. And this is not like a weekly spread because it's more than a week in each page, but it's super cute. So this is another scrapbooking theme that I highly recommend you to try. Next theme is more for like October or November even, and it's like autumn inspired or like Thanksgiving inspired. I created this theme with some Halloween and Thanksgiving washi tapes from the Washi Tape shop. And I just used a bunch of stickers at this time because we were traveling to Italy and we were extremely busy with the new house and everything. So in those cases, I just like to use stickers and some ephemera to create a theme, and that's what I did. And I created a cover page here and a to-do list here. Then this is like our Italy memories page where I just added the stickers around it so I could place some images of us in the middle. And then I had some movies for October and our Halloween activities here. And then these were the weekly spreads that I did, and even though it looks like a lot, I love these weekly spreads, and these has been my favorite weekly spreads to do in my bullet journal just because they look really good. And at this time I had the time for this weekly spread to do this, but when I don't, I just do the normal 8-block weekly spread and it does the trick. But I really like this layout because every single day I was writing the header for the next day, and I would just write the tasks and I would add a bunch of stickers at the end of the week. I really love this theme for October or maybe November if you celebrate Thanksgiving. Then I did another like sticker and colorful theme for November 2023, which is like the purple magic theme. And I use these stickers from Creative Fabrica. As you know, I'm affiliated with them and I get those like designs and stickers. And so I printed these out at home and I created these like blobs of 3 colors with watercolors, and I just called it a theme with a bunch of sparkles and purple, pink, and blue around it. And so I have my cover page here, my to-do list section here, habit tracker, and a plan for 2024. And it was a bit early in the year to set this page up, but I felt like I really needed to plan out my themes and life for 2024. So I created a page for that in November. And then these were the weekly spreads that I was doing. And at this time, I actually set up the weekly spread in advance because I didn't know how my month was going to look like. So yeah, but I really like the title with the watercolor and the little stickers. And again, it's another theme that you can just take some stickers and use it in your bullet journal with the colors of them to make everything pop and look good together. And these were the weekly spreads that I created, and I really like this theme. It's just purple with magic and different stickers, and it looks really nice. And for December 2023, I did the same thing, but with Christmas theme. These are also from the Washi Tape shop. This is just a big washi tape with different designs that is going to be available on my shop soon for the Christmas set. And I created a Christmas theme. Sometimes you just need to do a theme related to the season of the year, and this time I created for Christmas. So here I have my cover page, a to-do list, and a little habit tracker here because I knew that December was going to be extremely busy and I just needed to focus on 2 habits this month, so I was able to fit them in here. Then we had a huge Christmas list that we didn't finish because we always plan a lot of things for like Halloween and Christmas, but we ended up not doing all of them, and I never did my Christmas memories page, which is sad. But moving on, this was my weekly spread, and for this weekly spread I actually wanted to have the washi tapes here at the top and just use the stickers to fill in the blanks, just like I did on my October page. And it looked really nice and it was really fun to create. And yeah, this is another theme with just a bunch of stickers and ephemera, and it looks really nice in my bullet journal for Christmas. The next theme idea that you should try in 2025 is a pets theme. So I created this theme for April 2024 because my little cat died at the beginning of March, and I was thinking about a way to just honor her. So I decided to do a pets theme in my bullet journal for April, which I never done before. But if you have pets, you know how important they are, and it's funny to do a theme in my bullet journal related to the colors of my cat. So my cat was orange, black, white, and gray. It has all the colors, and I had these like pet stickers and this washi tape, and I decided to create a theme around that. And I ended up creating a stationery grab bag on my shop about pets that would donate 50% of the profits to an animal institution. So it seemed like a good theme to create in my bullet journal. But for a theme idea, I would say use the colors of your pet or pictures of your pet and do a theme around that. We have our pets, but we're not grateful for them every day, and I feel like now that I have a 12-year-old cat and a 5-month kitten, it makes me way more grateful and thankful that I have them in my life. So I just created a gratitude log for that reason. And I have my habit tracker here on the side and my weekly spread. The theme of the colors of your pet, I think it's something specific and fun at the same time. So this is another theme that I highly recommend you to try in 2025. Next theme idea is strawberries, and this theme is actually like the berry coquette aesthetic, like the bows and pink and stuff. Like the coquette aesthetic on TikTok was really popular, and so I wanted to like use some stickers that I have in my collection, so I decided to use strawberries and bows and create this like pink red theme in my bullet journal. And again, you can have these stickers and all the elements to create this theme in my Berry Coquette stationery grab bag that is up on my shop. And I had a lot of fun doing this. It's not a scrapbooking theme, but instead of drawing all the strawberries, I just printed them from Creative Fabrica's website, and I created a theme around that. So I have my cover page here, my to-dos here, our wedding preparation because we were going to get married in June, and our habit tracker and mood tracker, and I use little strawberries for the mood tracker here, which I thought it was so cute, and my habit tracker here at the bottom, and my weekly spread. And these weekly spreads were fabulous. I love using the different shades of pink to create pink pretty weekly spread, so that's what I did. And you can do this with strawberries, with oranges, lemons, kiwis. I think the green and brown would be really cute together. Like the blueberries with strawberries and red berries, I think it would be really fun to do as a bullet journal theme for spring. So this is another theme idea for you to try next year. And the next theme idea is a Gothic Rose theme. This was my theme for June 2024 because we got married in June, and we knew that the style of our wedding was black and white and like a little bit of Gothic. This is actually our wedding invitation. And I actually posted our wedding video on my channel. It's up here if you want to watch it. And I created a bullet journal theme around that because it made sense to me, and I love black and monochromatic themes. So it seemed like a good idea for me, and I really like how the theme turned out. So I used our wedding invitation as the cover page and some Gothic roses from Washi Tape shop in the background, and to just fill in any blank spaces on the page. I created a memories page, of course, for this month because of a lot of reasons. Besides our wedding was my anniversary, and we had a lot of preparation, so it deserved our own memories page. And then I actually did a memories page for our wedding here with all the little details and our plaques, our rings, everyone. I just love this page so much, and I added the roses of the theme as the background to just fill in the page a little bit more. And these were the weekly spreads because we had stuff to plan, so I had to really be organized. So I just created the little sections here for each day, and I added roses all over the page. A lot of things going on here, and this is a theme that I created, which is just like some roses as the background, but that fill in the theme a lot. And again, you can use a washi tape that has bold designs and create a theme for your bullet journal around that. Then I created a monochromatic theme for July 2024 because I needed some time out from all of these like big themes. So I created this like green monochromatic theme, and I chose a sticker sheet from Sticky Club and a shade of green, and I went with that. And I created some plants here around it to just give some pizzazz to the theme as well. So it was just not like the layouts and the rabbits here in the middle. I added some plants here on the side. I created a habit tracker and a mood tracker here. I don't use mood trackers, so this is off my bullet journal, but at the time it made sense, so I made one. But I really liked how this theme worked well because it's a theme that I can look at and see like I can do this theme again. And the last theme that I want to show you that you should try for 2025 is sunsets. So this is a somewhat specific theme, but I did it for August 2024, and I really like the color scheme of it. So I used this huge picture that I had as a sticker laying around in my sticker collection, and I was like, these colors are really pretty, like the yellow, the orange, and the purple are really pretty, so let me try to create a theme around that. And then I had some washi tape that had those same colors. This is from Notebook Therapy, and I created a theme around that. So I did this calendar where I had like the rainbow colors here, and I basically played around with rainbow colors throughout the whole theme, and I added these rainbow butterflies to it. So this initially was like sunsets, but it ended up being like a rainbow theme. So I think it works both ways. But I created this month's to-do list and goals and a habit tracker here on the side. And I just like that these are not only pastel colors, they are vibrant colors as well, but work really well together. This was the weekly spread that I did for my setup. And the other ones I think are just like normal weekly spreads, and it ended up being like a rainbow theme for sure, but the idea initially was sunsets. So this is a theme that I highly recommend you to try in 2025, is just do sunsets and play around with the different pictures that came out on Pinterest or something like that, and create a theme around those pretty sunset pictures. So this is a theme that I created, and I'm really happy with it, even though it's a bit colorful, but it's really simple to set up because it's just washi tapes and stickers all over your bullet journal. So those are the themes that I had for this video. Don't forget to check out the first part if you haven't watched it already. If you like some bullet journal content, let me know in the comments which theme was your favorite for this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you enjoy it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!